Life After College in 2011. Even though I loved working there and had a perfect on paper role myself, something was still missing. From the outside, it may have looked like we were all undergoing quarter-life or midlife crises. Onlookers might have wrongly assumed we were falling apart or going crazy for seeming unsatisfied with our current paths and leaving our stable jobs behind. However, on the inside, we all knew we had hit a plateau or pivot point in our careers. We were talented, hardworking, and committed to making a positive impact, and yet we all felt called to do things differently than how we had been doing them. Tackling these massive changes felt disorienting but right. For whatever uncertainties lay ahead, each of us knew that staying in the same place would have been the greater risk. Calling such career aspirations a crisis, shaming and blaming people for wanting to prioritize meaningful work in a volatile economy by saying they're entitled or too picky, means we're missing a huge opportunity to celebrate and support those who seek to make a greater contribution to their workplaces, society, and the lives of everyone around them. We do not have a productive description for this type of career transition. Or at least we didn't, until now. Pivot or get pivoted. People are no longer working at the same jobs for 40 years with the safety of pension plans waiting at the end. The average employee tenure in America is now 4 to 5 years, and job roles often change dramatically within those 4 to 5 years. Among workers 25 to 34 years old, the average tenure drops to 3 years. Many jobs that disappeared during the last recession are not coming back. Every day, breakthroughs in technology generate greater automation in the workplace, threatening positions held by hardworking people and the stability of companies large and small. Job security has become an antiquated idea, a luxury most people today do not enjoy, whether they're aware of it or not. Corporate loyalty has given way to uncertainty. Companies that seem too big to fail have collapsed, along with many smaller ones. New ones take their place. With the advent of app marketplaces, crowdfunding, the maker revolution, and sharing economies, we now see billion-dollar valuations for companies that would not have existed 10 years ago, and many smaller businesses cropping up in parallel. To add to the upheaval, a recent Gallup study revealed that almost 90% of workers are either not engaged or actively disengaged from their jobs. But you don't need to read any of the statistics, books, or articles to have a visceral sense of this volatility. Virtually everything about jobs and work and careers has changed, said Scott Uhrig, an executive recruiter for technology firms and author of Navigating Successful Job Transitions. Just like the boiling frog, we may not fully appreciate the magnitude of the change, even though we are completely immersed in it. Perhaps you are currently experiencing this boiling frog feeling in your career, if you've not already jumped out of the pot. Some say the word career itself is dead, a throwback to a bygone era as we move increasingly toward a project-based economy. Certainly, we can expect to experience significant changes every few years, much more often than was socially acceptable in the past. Because our careers are so fundamentally tied to our livelihood and sense of confidence, meaning, and purpose, these transitions can be traumatic without a roadmap for traversing them. But this doesn't all have to be bad news. Navigating this accelerated pace of change and this transitional career state, learning to embrace it instead of resisting it, can become an edge and an advantage. You can learn to enjoy calculated risk and uncertainty in exchange for adventure, flexibility, freedom, and opportunity. By approaching their career transitions in a positive, methodical way, each of the people whose stories I shared earlier recalibrated toward more resonant trajectories. Amy sought to prove her value at her PR firm by taking on the projects that no one else wanted to do. In 2009, when it became increasingly clear that social media and blogger outreach were important for PR strategy, she volunteered to learn more about it, a job that others in the company avoided for fear of lowering their status by working with bloggers instead of marquee clients. Amy soon developed a reputation as the company's social media expert, consulting on all the biggest accounts and parlaying this expertise into a new role as Director of Digital Entertainment. When he returned to the States after 8 months abroad, Adam knew he wanted to combine his interests in fashion, technology, brand strategy, and entrepreneurship. He applied and was accepted into Parsons' Business of Design graduate program, which helped build his skills, business acumen, and network over the following 2 years. After graduation, Adam remained in New York City, where he and his company, ABC Design Lab, are thriving. Tara had never lived outside of California, but had a hunch that moving to and working remotely from New Orleans, where she had been volunteering annually since Hurricane Katrina, would be the